Even though I've never paddled this river, I do know a lot of the scenery around it. Like I can recognize the terrain because I've done a lot of hiking around here. So along that shoreline there's what they call the snowshoe trail. And I've hiked that many times in the winter. And even in the summer I've hiked it. But I ain't gonna hike it now. Yeah. Yeah, it's challenging, let me tell you. Yeah, that I like watching those wilderness shows on TV. Like Alone is on now also, along with Naked and Afraid. And yeah, some of the, I don't know how they pick these people, but some of them that they get on there, they don't seem to know anything about what you need to do in the wilderness. Like I was watching the last one I watched. There was a lady. It was a Canadian lady too, and she was carving some wood, and I knew before she even did it, I knew she was going to cut herself the way she was handling that knife. So I don't think these people have as much experience in the wilderness as they say they have. Maybe they're just trying to get on the show to prove something. I don't know. But you know, when I'm out here, I have nothing to prove at all. I just try to stay alive, and you know, that's it. I try to stay alive. And you have to watch everything you do, every step you take, every movement you make almost, you have to watch. Because as that lady showed with the knife, things can happen really quick. And before you know it, you're in deep shit. Because if you're out there alone, these people aren't alone obviously, because they have camera crews watching over them. So, but if you're there with nobody watching over you, like I almost always am, you can't make stupid mistakes like that. I get into some rugged terrain and remote, and if you make a simple error, it can cost you your life. And that's real. That's what I like about the wilderness. It's real. There's so many things in the world that are phony, especially in human society. Most of it's phony. It's a fantasy, mind fantasy. But out here, you learn who you really are, and you learn to stay within your limits, because you are not the boss out here, as a lot of those muscle-bound guys and women and tattooed up and everything think. You are not the boss, and you never would be. Yeah, the wilderness keeps it real, and that's why I like it. I like real. And yeah, I know some people will say, well, what is real? I mean, this could all be a dream. But it's a human word, you know, and human words really are never good enough. As Eckhart Tolle pointed out many times, they're just not, they're not sufficient to explain really anything. They'll explain enough for our minds, but we can't go beyond that. Anyways, I'm headed down that way. Let's go.